Welcome to the KLear channel. Coming to you from Portland, Oregon, outside of Portland and Eugene. How's everybody doing? What's up, Jared? I see Rory on this morning. Good morning, guys. So, guys, I'm not gonna be too loud this morning. I'm in the kind of off the breakfast room here at the hotel. Wanted to say hello and kind of share a little bit of our experience. Can you guys hear me okay? I know it's I'm normally screaming and having a good time and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty early here at 7 a.m. here in Eugene, Oregon. It's been a fun last couple days. Gene, if speaking of Eugene, Gene, I see you sitting there in the front row. Look around. I don't know what new staff we have this week in the office there, but the normal beginning of the KLear channel, turn around, get them to subscribe. We're just under 1,000 subscribers and growing week over week. But I want to share with you guys a little bit about what's going on this week. Some pretty awesome things, and wanted to also tell you a bit more about some things I'm learning as I'm traveling. First of all, brought the family out to Eugene, Oregon. The World Track and Field Championships are here. Got a shirt here here in Eugene, and just to give you guys an idea of what the World Track and Field Championships are, it's essentially it's the Olympics and the World Track and Field Championships. All the best athletes in the world here in track and field, everything from the sprinters to the and javelin throwers to long jumpers, just incredible 5,000 runners. So if you guys anybody ever ran a 5K, they're all here running, competing for the World Championship, and there's medals, there's gold, silver, bronze, which is awesome. And there's people from all over the world, Ethiopia, Kenya, Great Britain, Australia, all over the planet. And of course, the Americans are showing up big time here. But Eugene, Oregon, for you guys that don't know, the University of Oregon has a very historic background when it comes to track and field. I don't know if you guys know the name Haywood Field, but it's known as Tracktown. It's really if you know the name Steve Prefontaine. There's a movie called Prefontaine, and it was kind of interesting. One of the quotes that Prefontaine had is, it says, "To give anything less than our best is to sacrifice the gift." And it's very interesting because Prefontaine was a runner in the 70s, and really the track and field team in the school was based on a guy named Bill Bowerman. And besides Steve Prefontaine, who's kind of a famous runner, he also had another runner on the team. You guys may know this name, Phil Knight. For you guys that ever wore a pair of Nike shoes, Phil Knight was also a part of the track and field team. And it was between Bowerman and Knight back in the 70s and 80s that created Nike. They struck a handshake deal. $500. They struck a deal when they started the company called Nike. And Bowerman, the track coach, was actually the guy who created the first kind of prototype when it came to the shoe Nike. And it was pretty cool. The stadium, Haywood Field, that they have these track and field championships at, they just spent $270 million to renovate it and make it the facility it is now. And Phil Knight, all from personal donations, helped renovate the track and field stadium. $270 million, which is kind of nuts. And I'll tell you, it's been a lot of fun. My obviously, if you guys know my wife, she was a heptathlete in college. She ran at Rutgers. And so she knows, she follows, like, I'm a nut job maniac, crazy person when it comes to soccer people. Like, you can, talk about, I don't know, the transfers yesterday in soccer. I know the details of what happened yesterday across the world because I get a feed and I read about it all the time. And my wife's the same way when it comes to the runners and track and field people. And I'll tell you, so it's like she's incredibly excited to be here. And she's incredibly excited to actually meet some people. We've met some pretty cool people in the last few days. So again, these names you may not know, but if you look them up on Instagram or you look them up or see them in the news, there's a guy named Rai Benjamin. He's a gold medalist, Olympic silver, won the 400 hurdles. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday. We ran into him at lunch at a restaurant around the corner. There's another guy named Alisson dos Santos. He's from Brazil. We ran into him as we're just walking through the stadium. And again, my wife knows all these people. It's like stops them and talks to them and takes pictures of them. There's a guy named Lewis Johnson for you guys that watch track and field. He's the NBC announcer, former superstar athlete. We took some pictures with him last night. And then there's kind of the fan favorite who ran last night, Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles, incredible guy. He's the new American record holder when it comes to the 200 meters. And I want to show you guys a little video that I took. Hopefully I can show this last night when it comes to this thing here. Hold on one second. So last night was the finals of this event, and I'm going to see if I can play this for you guys, give you guys an idea of what it looks like.
When the gun goes off, you get up. It's gonna go off in a second.
Sad.
So 1932 was the old record, American record, and it just changed in 1931. So the Americans took first, second, and third when it comes to that event, which has been dominated by, if you guys know the name, Usain Bolt, and a few others are big names that came through these events over the last 10 years. But it's kind of cool. So my wife, again, being a superstar fan and kind of a crazy fan, I asked her. I said, "Hey, do you want to meet Noah Lyles? Do you want to get him to come over and say hi to us and talk to us and say hi to the boys?" And she's like, "Nah, what are you thinking? I don't think he will." They do a victory lap and whatever. And so I told the boys we were gonna make a sign that said, "Noah, rock, paper, scissors for your shoes." And so we made this sign. We were holding it up and whatever, and the race went on and whatever, and went over to where he obviously, him and all the Americans were doing the the TV stuff, and their announcers, and they had, like, I don't know, 15 different media people, and so we started doing that. And Sarah's like, we're not going to catch him. We're not going to catch him. And I'm like, be patient. We got to move around a little bit. And so we had pretty decent seats, but we weren't near the finish line. And so we went over and we were standing there. And as we're standing there, he's coming around and he's doing his thing. with all the fans, and people are taking pictures with them and all sort of stuff. And finally, he came kind of where we were towards the tunnel, and his mom came over and said, "Hey, I see your sign. I love it." And so she gets Sarah's contact information. She's like, "Oh my God, no, Lyle's mom is putting my phone number in her phone." And she gets our address. She goes, "I don't know if we'll be able to come over, but don't worry, I'll make sure we send you some shoes." And she's like, "Holy shit." And so finally he comes over and he goes, "Wait." He's like telling Vince, "Where's the kid with the sign that says rock, paper, scissors for my shoes?" And so he comes over and hold on if you guys can see this. So he's right by us. Hold on, I'm gonna just we're gonna reshare it because okay, sound is on. So this is what happened.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Who had this? Brady did.
Come on, man, you give me a Nike.
What'd you get? There you go, way to do it.
All right, Brady's gonna rock, paper, scissors.
All right,
We gotta get him
Brady.
out of here.
one round.
Brady, ready?
We're gonna go rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Are you ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh!
Here's a consolation prize. Here's a consolation.
Awesome.
Way to be.
So he rock, paper, scissors for his shoes, right? And he gives him his one of his shoes that he ran with in the event. And it was so funny because then next thing you know, a lot of the news stations and camera people are grabbing us and grabbing the family, and he's holding up his sign and he's holding up his shoes and doing his thing. And the funny thing is when it comes to things like this, I don't know what it is. And my wife, I was like, "Honey, I think you should just start listening to me more," is what I told her. And she denies all of it, but this is the sign that got us the shoes. But I'll tell you, the things that, like, when it comes to life and business and what I want to share with you guys, whenever I meet people like this, whenever I meet people in business that are incredibly successful, or meet people in sports that are incredibly successful, I just think there's a few things I think about. I just know that every single person, no matter who it is, they're all human. They're all human. And Noah Lyles in particular talks a lot in the last few years that he struggled a lot when it came to the pandemic and it came to running, because for a lot of times in these stadiums, they've been empty. There's been no fans. And he's very open about talking about mental health, and he's very open about talking about how he's had to get his life in order. And he's incredibly superstar athlete, right? And you would think that he's got everything he's ever wanted, but he's his personality. There's lots of articles about it. And the other thing I think it's interesting, before the race, again, my wife's kind of a super fan, right? So before the race, they have the normal track and field, but behind, the way this thing works is they warm up and they prepare. They do everything they need to. They literally walk on the track and they have 2 to 3 minutes to get ready, and they run. Like it's like preparation behind the scenes. They come on the track and then they take off, like literally in moments where you don't see any of the preparation. You don't see any of the warm up. You don't see any of the stretching or whatever. They just get on stage and they take off. And my wife was saying, because I was watching the track with Mason, Brady and her were behind, just watching them warm up, because literally you can stand up in the stands and watch them warm up. And there was some woman that was heckling Noah Lyles. "Oh, Noah, you're gonna lose. Oh, Noah, today's the day you're gonna lose." And my wife texts me. She goes, "There's this lady next to me that's heckling Noah. I'm about to punch her." And it's like, it's just so interesting that there's people still in the world that they give people shit, right? When they try to succeed, they try to run, they try to do a thing. And and of course he silenced everybody. If you notice if you watch it on the TV or whatever, he beat everybody by a lot when it comes to the sprint, which is pretty awesome. And the when it comes to these guys, these people, what got them on the stage, what gets people to where they want to go, they clearly have had to believe in themselves. Absolutely had to believe in themselves, and they're human. Every single one of them have been incredibly humble. They've been incredibly nice and thoughtful, and like when we meet them and talk to them, and again, my wife knows tons of things about them. They're just super sweet people. Oh, what's your name? And taking pictures of the boys and everything else. And and I'll tell you, they're all very fun to be around. They all have big smiles. They're all grateful. Every single person that spoke in front of the crowd talked about how grateful they are to be on a platform and to be in a position to make an impact. And I'll tell you, I don't know. I just wanted to share some of these things with you guys today. I think it's very interesting that no matter who it is, they tend to do well in life, but they don't. It seems like they don't forget. I mean, listen, I'm sure there's people out there, and I don't really hang out with them or talk to them much or whatever, that maybe use their platforms to do negative things, but it seems like most people in these that we're meeting as we travel, and it goes in our business and any business, they use their platforms to do good, which I think is super cool. And I'll tell you, the other thing I realize is like these people have an attitude, like an incredibly positive attitude, and their attitude is a winning attitude, right? And it's funny because there's one girl we met, there's a 5,000 runner, again a 5K. She did her 5K 15 minutes, under 15 minutes, which is nuts. It's almost like a full sprint the entire time. And she spent 5 to 8 minutes with Sarah talking about Rutgers and talking about her travels and the different teams she's trained with and the coaches and the choices she's made. And I'll tell you, I'm starting to realize that people that win and people that have the right attitude, they get it. And the people who don't, they just struggle and they just move on, and they get around people that have the attitude, right? And the ones that don't, I think in our business, we do our best to help them. We do our best to, provide them hope and coaching and guidance. But at the end of the day, they have to decide if they want to be a part of it, and they have to decide if they have the right attitude, the right winning attitude. So I'll leave you guys with this. I won't take up too much of your Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. I see obviously there's a lot of you guys kicking ass. But Prefontaine said a little quote I wrote down. It says, "I'm going to work so that's a pure guts race at the end. And if it is, I'm the only one that can win." And just kind of resonated with me. Hopefully it resonates with you guys, because at the end of the day, being successful, it's in your heart. It's in your gut. You will make choices to succeed. You'll make choices to accomplish. And I think it's no different in the business that we're in. There's no different in the game of life. But a lot of times it just takes guts and positive mental strength and a good heart to accomplish. So happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Kick some ass. Good to see everybody. And we'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys next time. We'll see you guys soon this weekend. Thanks so much. Peace out.